So we have some really exciting news for Superman Legacy, guys. It looks like Lois is going to be saving Superman in this new Superman movie. I'm super excited for it, man. I can't wait to see Superman kind of take a back seat to Lois Lane in this next movie. We're going to discuss it all in this video. If you guys enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and let's get into it.
The Atomic Fair.
So, they have not gotten Superman right since like the 1970s and 80s. It has been like 40 years since we've really seen a good Superman presented on screen, at least in my opinion. I don't really think Brandon Roth was horrible as Superman, but he wasn't presented in the right way. Henry Cavill was the perfect Superman, but he was written in the wrong way in Man of Steel. We were finally going to get to see him in a good Superman movie, potentially with Man of Steel 2, but that has now been shelved. We finally got to see a really good Superman with Henry Cavill in Justice League, but that was like, you know, for 2 minutes. So it's been a really long time since we've seen a Superman movie with a really well-presented, comic-accurate Superman. It doesn't seem like that's going to be coming anytime soon, because Lois Lane is apparently going to be saving Superman in this new Superman movie, and this really doesn't surprise me because I've had some hesitations about James Gunn for a while now. I don't trust this guy. I just don't trust this guy to fucking take over DC, and I don't really think, I don't know, man. I just don't, my vibe is weird about it, okay? The way that he takes to Twitter and the way that he just kind of is unprofessional on Twitter with his advertising for the movies, as well as his wishy-washy statements on Twitter that are like confusing and convoluted. They literally make headlines because they're so, you know, flip-floppy, you know, from tweet to tweet. We have a statement today about Superman Legacy coming from the actress who auditioned as Lois Lane. So this was Phoebe Denover. I don't know. Whenever I make a video on somebody, it's not like John Smith. It's always some weird name that I can't pronounce. But this was her audition to play Lois Lane in Superman Legacy, and this is actually what she had to say. Now, for one, I gotta be honest, this girl is, I mean, she looks way better as Lois Lane than who they cast, just on a purely looks perspective. I don't know why they kind of continue to do this in movies and kind of cast, in my opinion, somewhat underwhelming actresses to play characters who are supposed to be like somewhat strikingly beautiful. Anyways, she said this about Superman Legacy. She said, "It was a whirlwind, and then I realized that it was over." Now, this is about her audition, because like I said, she didn't get the part. This ain't who's playing Lois Lane. This is who's playing Lois Lane.
Oh, hell no!
But she said, "It was a whirlwind, and then I realized that it was over. But it was great. She saves Superman. She's the brains. She's actually the fearless one." Now, I'm not gonna like use this statement to like blow it out of proportion and pretend like this means that the movie is gonna be horrible.
This nigga is trash!
Obviously, my intro is kind of satirical there, but it's a bit of a red flag, to be honest with you. I guess you can kind of make the argument that Spider-Man 2, right? That movie kind of had a scene where MJ tells Peter Parker that sometimes the hero needs saving as well.
Isn't it about time somebody saved your life? We'll say something.
Thank you, Mary Jane Watson.
Which I thought that was a really well-written scene, and maybe there's a similar vibe going on with Superman Legacy. If they do something where Lois Lane is the one who actually ends up kind of having to save the day by flipping a switch or something, and Superman can't get to it, or Superman can't do it, or for some reason Superman's going to be defeated or is in a corner, that's not really something that I think is going to jive well with the fans, and I don't think this is going to be a good movie if like half the movie is screen time of Lois Lane. This is a Superman movie, not a movie about the Authority, not a movie about Lois Lane, not a movie about like the Justice Society or any other potential characters that might pop up in this new Superman movie. This should, in my opinion, I think in a lot of fans' opinions, be a movie solely focused on Superman's character. He doesn't have to be just starting out. This doesn't have to be an origin story, but can we get a Superman movie where Superman is the central focus of the film? We're going to see with James Gunn. We're going to see what he can do. He kind of has been writing a lot of ensemble movies, and it seems like he's trying to use Superman Legacy to kind of wedge in all these other characters and turn it into like a soft ensemble movie. And if he ends up doing that, that's not going to be something that I'm really going to be a big fan of. And if Lois Lane takes up like half the movie screen time or has like 40 minutes of screen time because there's some side plot where she's doing some investigative reporting, it would be somewhat comic accurate and especially cartoon accurate to some of the stuff that happened in Superman the Animated Series, where Lois definitely had some of her own side plots and stuff as well. But it's a little different because it's a TV show where you can flesh this out for 15 episodes, you know? In the movie, if we have 2 hours of screen time, I don't want to spend a big chunk of it focusing on Lois Lane's character and honestly having her like be a strong independent woman. I hope that in this movie they're not trying to have some situation set up where she can just never be saved by Superman and she's fearless and brave and she doesn't really need Superman for saving. If that's the route they're also going for this movie, I don't think that's going to bode over well either. I don't know. You guys comment down below whatever you think about these comments on Superman Legacy. Are you going to be watching the movie? Are you not going to be watching the movie? Are you kind of boycotting because you wanted to see Zack Snyder's vision finished? Whatever you guys think, comment down below. And until the next video, guys, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.